So fucking Drake, bro. Drake. He just participated in a 20 versus 1 dating show with a bunch of hoes. And this is crazy to me because there were some ratchets on there, bro. You had Lena the Plug. You had that one bitch, Lily Phillips, the one that's gotten fucked by who knows how many dudes. And you had a whole bunch of other hoes. And I'm like, bro, Drake is one of the most famous people on the planet, at least in the United States. And he is doing a dating show with a whole bunch of hoes, knowing that what they do promotes degeneracy. And this just goes to show, bro, that the role models we have today, especially the ones that society makes famous, are ruining our society themselves. Drake himself is ruining society by being involved in this video personally. Just him being in this video. People are gonna watch this video because you're in it. Now, of course, that might be unfair towards Drake because perhaps he's not even a bad person. Maybe he's not even trying to promote degeneracy. But him being in that video by extension makes him promote degeneracy because he's in the video with other people who are hoes, you know, who promote degeneracy. That bitch, Lena the Plug, we got Lily Phillips, fucking, you know, these people are some of the most degenerate people on the planet. Lily Phillips, she's fucked who knows how many fucking dudes. Lena the Plug, she got fucked by that black dude. And like I said, Drake isn't necessarily a bad person, I'm assuming. But him being in that video, him accepting to be on that video, knowing that those women were going to be there because, of course, he knew beforehand. It just goes to show that he doesn't give a fuck about society because he knows what type of influence he has. He knows that the only people watching the video are people that are watching it for him. If he wasn't in the video, they wouldn't be watching 20 bitches, you know, versus one guy, some random guy. They're watching it because of Drake. If you look at the clips, if you look at the YouTube videos that have been reposting this, you'll see that every single title has Drake in it. Why? Because obviously people are going to want to watch it because he's in it. Now, like I said, perhaps it wasn't his idea. Maybe he didn't really even want to be in the video with these hoes, but perhaps maybe they paid him some money, or maybe he wanted to be entertaining, or perhaps he's trying to tap into that type of audience. I mean, the audience that he tapped into were a bunch of degenerates, because who the fuck is even watching these videos anyways? Only degenerates would watch Drake versus 20 women in a dating show. It's crazy because the only reason for why I saw a clip of this was because I saw somebody else reacting to it. So the person who I saw reacting to it was talking shit about Drake and how he was being a degenerate. And I watched the clip, I was like, you know what, he's kind of right. Drake is kind of being a degenerate by being on this platform with these hoes in the first place. So I'm not really trying to talk complete shit about Drake. I like his music. He seems like a cool dude. He's probably not a bad person. But he really did disappoint me by participating in this video. Because Drake is a role model to a lot of people, especially in the United States. And for him to participate in this type of video shows other people that they shouldn't care about doing business, I guess you could call it, with hoes. Now, I'm not saying that all the hoes are bad. I'm not saying they're evil. All I'm saying is that it's pretty fucking degenerate. And some of these people, some of these girls, they've done some pretty fucked up things. Lena the Plug, we all know what she did. Lily Phillips, everybody knows what she did. And who knows what the rest of these girls did. Now, I didn't watch the entire video. I don't know if all of them were hoes. But I can only assume all of them were hoes from what it looked like. I didn't watch the entire video. From the clips I've seen, it looks like all of them were a little bit ratchet. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I should watch the whole entire video before I start judging them. But the two main ones that I saw when the guy who I watched was talking shit about Drake was Lily Phillips and Lena the Plug. They were both in the video. So like I said, I'm not trying to talk bad about Drake. All I'm saying is that he truly disappointed me. And the overall point of this video that I'm trying to make isn't necessarily to just complain. I'm not trying to complain. All I'm saying is that when you're looking for role models, be careful who you choose. Because a lot of the people who you believe are role models, they're actually not. They'll show their true colors eventually, and you might end up disappointed. And it sucks that there's not a lot of good role models in the world now. And a lot of people are probably gonna talk shit about me saying this, but Andrew Tate, I would argue, is a good role model. And look what's happening to him. He's in fucking jail. So it kind of looks like the good role models, for some reason, the news outlets tend to talk shit about them. But the bad role models, for some reason, the news outlets tend to promote them. So basically what I'm saying is that I find it interesting that news outlets and society as a whole likes to promote a lot of singers, rappers, all these role models who you see, all these actors, all these Hollywood actors. They like to promote them, but then they end up doing shit like this, participating in videos with a bunch of hoes who have done a bunch of degenerate shit. Yet these people are supposed to be our role models. Whereas you look at someone like Andrew Tate, you may not agree with everything he said, but he's locked up in a jail cell. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to talk shit about this video because I'm mentioning his name and I'm saying he's a good role model. And despite the allegations, because they are allegations, there's no evidence, once he is proven innocent at the end of this little jail incident, people are going to know I was telling the truth when he actually is a good role model. And it's not just him. There's quite a few men who are good role models. Some men are better in certain industries. I think Tate is a good role model for mental fortitude, for your mental strength. I don't think anybody could argue against that. You know, he preaches mental resilience and mental strength. I may not agree with some of the things he said, but overall, I think his message is a positive one. But you look at other people, they're promoting, going to the gym. I think that's a good message as well. A lot of people promote health, eating healthy. Some people promote, let's say, for example, studying, going to school, getting good grades, getting a job, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, depending on what industry you're going into. So you get different people for different industries. But the problem is that there's not very many of those guys. And the guys that are within those industries trying to be a good role model, they either don't get to the fame that they should be at, or they end up in jail, or they fake it. They're not true good role models. They're kind of just faking it just to like get money, get people to buy their courses, etc. And the people who are seen as role models, who are super famous, who society makes famous, are actually not that good of a role model, as you can clearly see with Drake. I don't see why he would participate in this video. I mean, he has money, he's got women, he's got clout. Perhaps somebody told him to participate in it. Maybe he had to, maybe he was forced to, maybe somebody in the shadows told him to. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a retard. Perhaps the conspiracy theory mind of mine is just exaggerating. Maybe. But yeah, I just find it interesting that he participated in that video, because he already has clout, he already has money, he already has fame, women. Why else would he participate in that video unless he wanted to show other people that he perhaps does like the degeneracy? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm saying false claims. Perhaps I am. I don't know. Maybe. Because I really can't find a legit reason for why Drake would participate in this video. You can't bribe him with money. You can't bribe him with more fame. You can't bribe him with women. He's got bitches. He's got money. He's got fame. He's got clout. So perhaps he wanted to do it himself. As to what his reasons were, I have no clue. But they probably weren't very good ones if he's, being in a video with a bunch of hoes. But anyways, the overall point I'm trying to make here is that you should be very careful with who you choose as a role model, because your role model, who you believe in, they may end up doing something that you don't like, and your heart might get shattered. Now, the good thing is, though, that I didn't look at Drake as like my role model. And what I mean by role model is you put these people on a pedestal. You look at them as superior than you. You look at them as better. I never looked at Drake as better than myself. Yes, perhaps he's a better singer or rapper than me, but overall, he's just a human being. I never looked at him as like this gracious god or anything like that. But a lot of people, they go to his concerts and they're like, Drake, Drake, Drake. They're singing the songs and all this crazy shit. If you ever went to a Drake concert, I would argue he's your role model. A lot of people believe that role model is just specifically a guy who you look up to. No, a role model could be something as simple as you going to his concert and singing the song. That to you is a role model. You're literally you're seeing a guy on a stage, you're like, Drake, Drake, yeah, yeah. You're like, Kiki, do you love me? Blah, 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 blah. However the fuck his song goes. You're out there singing his song. If you're out there singing his song, I'm paying him money by going to his concert, giving him energy, then by extension, he's your role model. You're one of his fucking fans. So yeah, be very careful who you look at as your role model. And like I said, role model doesn't necessarily mean you just look up to him. Role model quite literally means you pay attention to his life, whether it's going to his concert, hearing his songs all the time, following him on Instagram, looking at him as a superior, whatever the fuck it may be. So I look at Jesus Christ as my superior. I look at God as my superior. He is my role model. I don't give a fuck about Drake. But a lot of you guys do. So anyways, if Drake somehow, for some reason, does find this video, I'm not talking bad about you, bro. I'm just saying, I don't think you should have been on that video. I doubt he'll ever watch this shit, to be honest, though, because I'm not a big YouTube channel, obviously. I barely even get any views. But for the people watching this, I hope you agree with me that you shouldn't be participating in these type of videos, especially when you're at his level of fame, because a lot of young people especially could look at you as a role model and they'd be like, what the fuck is Drake doing there with these hoes? Is he trying to say that he's alright with it, or like what's going on? Even if he's not, you might give off the wrong message. And for any of you guys who look at Drake as your role model, as your superior, as somebody who you look up to, perhaps you should double think that, because it doesn't look like he is in your best interest with the content that he's promoting or that he's participating in.